Hello, welcome. Happy Thursday of October 26th of 2023. This is a individual reading, and this individual reading it is re-evaluation, relationships, justice, and fair play. Eclipse in Libra, rebalance. This is amazing opportunity for all of you to understand about this entire reading. I hope that this reading will help you. I hope that this reading will guide you for so many ways. And it's very appreciative and understanding about how that is. I know that there is a way of how that will be improving. I know that you can be interesting of how that is. So, it seems to be how enjoyable about how it is because it seems to be that, right? We have to figure out who's doing this and what's going on and see how it is because no matter how it is in life, it kind of gets harder. And you know that it kind of is a very significant way of how it is. So enjoy about this reading because overall that this reading could be very good and maybe not so good, but you know how it is. So I hope that this reading will help you, guide you, enjoy, and yeah. Okay, so just doing a little bit of a way of how it is. I'm going to make sure that when this reading is all good and finalized, it'll be okay. So it seems to be how that is right now. So it seems to be how it is. Okay. So you have to focus on that belief system, believing what's going on, believing on what the cards are going to say, believing on what's happening. Because in a way of how this, it's very appealing, very interesting of how it is, and yeah. So we're going to go by that, and we're going to look at the playing cards for your reading, Libra, because this is how it seems to be. Okay, so we're going to start with that, work our way, and enjoy because this is a good reading that I can tell, and we're going to understand of how it seems to be for that one, and that's how it goes. Okay, so let's start up. Let's start with the reading, shall we? So we have the left side, we have the right side. Okay, so this is a continuation on. On the left side, you have the swan is you are beautiful just as you are. Now that's a beautiful card for you. You could be, if a girl was watching this video, it could be a lady that could be you are beautiful just as you are. You could be that. You never know, right? Or if it's a man, you never know, right? So that's what the swan is. On the right side, you have the horse. Trust your feelings. This is how it remains. You're going to trust your feelings every way you go. It's that simple, right? If we have a bad day, we have a bad day. If we have a good day, we have a good day. But overall, in that sequence, we're going to figure out what's going on through this reading, Libra. I know it happens for all of us, but believe about that. Believe in the system. Believe about how it remains, because in that perspective, there's always a will, there's always a way. And when you believe about that, you think, okay, everything will be all fine. Let's see how the cards are going to go this time. You have, okay, so the Five of Pentacles. Now, that doesn't represent you, but if you have this in your birth chart, you have Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus in your birth chart. On the left side, you have the Ten of Cups, so that could be Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You have, oh wow, the Devil. Oh, you could have chaos right now. And you have Wheel of Fortune is upright, which means you have good luck. Whatever it seems to be for you in that guidelines, you have to figure out that this is imposing a situation. No matter how it is in life where we get motivated, we get our ways of how it is. And the truth is, in my own physical way, I think in about my own standards where sometimes I get the feeling where everything is okay, but whenever you get the side of having chaos in your life and you don't like it, and let's say for example everyone's bothering you and you hate it, you hate the fact that you don't like it, and it seems to be how motivation that is, right? It's that simple. And the truth be told, you have to remember that this is a very significant reading. It's very simple, and when you decide about that, you decide about how it is. You have to focus. You have to rely on your own physical adaptation of how everything is, right? And this is how it seems to be. But this is not an overreading yet, because you have earth signs, you have water signs right now. So you have 9 zodiac signs in this picture right now. But this is how it seems to be for right now, because everything can switch, everything can be massive and motivation and say, okay, what is going on, right? And when you think about it, you think that, okay, well, I gotcha. I understand what's happening through this method, through this own way of how it is, right? And cards can be cards. That's just how it is, right? Because when I focus the ability, I focus on what's happening, right? And this is how it kind of is, because we're going to look at to see what's happening. So let's see. So let's see. We have the seven of earth is seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry, right? So that's how it is, right? So you're planting your own seeds, you don't know which direction you're going to take yet. This one over here, you have the five of earth. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. That's how it is, right? You're going to focus on the ability of maybe helping others. Maybe that could be an impact of your life. Maybe that could be that. Over here, you have the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business, adventure, important documents, or contracts. This is how it seems to be for that one, okay? So focus on that. And last one over here is the King of Earth is generous, professional, responsible, practical, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The mind is touched. Exactly. That's how it seems to be for that one. So when you focus on that, you focus on your ability where you get things done. In order to get things done, you order to see how everything can be all great. It's that simple. And when things go a different way, they do. You know, because if you have earth signs in your picture, even if you have earth signs in your birth chart, you have to focus on your reality. You focus on that way of how you can get things done in order to don't procrastinate, don't know what to do, and blah 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 blah. You have to figure out that for yourself, right? I'm just a reader that will tell you what the cards are saying, but this is how it is. I'm not being rude, I'm not being mean, I'm just telling you the get-go. I'm telling you what's happening. And this is how it is. It's a way of how you can manifest your own beliefs and get things done. In order to face your trust feelings, or you're beautiful just as you are, even if you're a man or a woman, it all depends on how you're going to look at that. That it's the same reason as you can get things as they are, rather than procrastinating, put them in the back burner and leave them there, and or you're having a bad day, or something is wrong with you, or something. You have to figure this out. Okay. Now I know I'm getting louder and louder and louder, but you know what? It's the truth, right? And you have to believe in the truth rather than just pout and get sad and get moody, and you don't want to do that. You could if you want to, but it's the way of how your feelings are changing. And that's how it seems to be, Libra. You have to get things done in order to do what you can to manifest yourself, or get motivated, or get whatever you need to do. But that's how it seems to be. So you understand about this hunter part. So we got the upright cards that we're going to look at, because that's how it seems to be for this one. But this is not over yet. This is just the starting of the reading because we don't know who's who's doing the trust your feelings and you are beautiful just as you are, right? This is how it is. So we have that part. Now at the bottom of the deck situation that I'm going to do, you have basically so you have the world that's upright, so you have everything that you have. You have the seven of fire, that could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in your chart. You have another earth sign that you can have that as in your own way. And last one, you have the ace of air. Now that represents you because that represents Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So all these cards that represent, now let's say for the seven of fire, if we don't know what that is, it says defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. That's how you look at that. The three of earth is the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player, exactly, that's what it seems to be. And the ace of air is brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Exactly how that is, right? You look at it from my own perspective, right? And this is how how it is because in the way that the truth is, Libra, you have to face your own abilities. Face it where you can become a better person rather than just sit there and do nothing. Now I know that's plain rude and plain mean, but in the way of my own way, okay, you have to you have to stay positive as much as you can. You don't want to mope. You can't do anything that you decide to do, but rather than just say this out loud, you have everything that you decide to do, rather than just procrastinate and do nothing, you know? Because when I'm a reader, I tell you the inside out portion, right? Like, because the outside you could be, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it, right? That's negative talk. The second one is that if I look at the inside, you look like that you're all happy, you could do whatever you decide to do, and that's fine. But the cards are cards, and they know exactly what to do. I know the feeling where, you know, like I maybe will tell you something about myself. Sometimes, whenever I get moody, I get very angry, and then I get upset, and then I get bamboozled. I love that word. And then I get chaos, and I get everything else. And it's simple as that because sometimes, not rarely, sometimes I get happier when I get all those emotions that are gonna quit, like getting angry, getting confused, getting annoyance, whatever, right? And that's why you have to back off and understand about that feeling because that's what the cards are saying. That's what I'm saying, my own input. Because in a way, you have to remember that there's always a will and there's always a way, and you have to figure that way because if you had the two swords in this picture, you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. But in the way of that situation, you have to remember that when you see the truth of a situation, then you have to believe on what's happening, right? There is a way of understanding of what's happening, right? Because when people don't believe and it's very bad, then that's how it is, right? You have to focus on that belief system. If you believe in what's happening, you believe. If you believe you're beautiful just as you are, then that's fine. You're going to look at that. Or you could look at it and say, yes, I am going to trust my feelings. You're doing that, right? You gotta look at those two cards, and this is how it seems to be. Okay. Now, this is just only a short term of the cards because that's how it seems to be. Now, we're going to add those cards in. But let's say that as a result, okay, you have these upright cards. That's fine. Now at the bottom of the deck with these cards over here, yeah, this is interesting. Now I'm going to improve yourself what's happening through your emotions between trust your feelings and you're beautiful just as you are. We're going to look at those cards when they're on the table. Now you have basically the Magician is reversed. I'll put that there. Yeah, the Six of Pentacles is reversed. That's interesting for those two. And we're going to now the upright cards. You have the Nine of Cups is upright. You have the Seven of Wands is upright. You have the Two of Swords. We're mentioning that as an upright card. And then you have the Five of Swords is upright as well. That still represents Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So I'll put that in the orders because we're going to look at those as well, right? And this is how it seems to be. Now, while I'm not trying to confuse you all in this reading, you have to remember that if you have this Five of Swords, you and it's upright, you're having conflict. Now, your emotions are switching between from happy to pissed off, which means you're angry, you're mad. Okay, so now you have that. Now you're thinking, well, I don't want to do this. This is BS. This is bad. This is okay. Well, then you have to figure that out. Now you have the Two of Swords. You don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. But you have to figure out where this is a way of how the outcome is. You have to believe on what's happening. There's always that perspective where you get your own position of happening. Happiness can go from different ways where you can consider. And whether it's a good idea or not, you have to face your own consequences, right? You have to face your own abilities. You have to face your own way of how you can express yourself, you know? So we're going to look at this. We're going to look at what's happening with these two reverse cards, and then we're going to see everything else. Okay, so we have the two of air is being unable or unwilling to make a decision. A stalemate, pretending there is no problem. Exactly. So this will still represents you of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This one over here, you have the Knight of Earth. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. You know exactly how it is, right? Didn't I say about get things done? Yes. And that represents Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So, in a way of how that system goes, you have to believe on what's happening. Now, I'm going to add all these other cards up because this is how it seems to be. So we're going to look at that. And then we're going to see all these upright cards. And then we're going to add these two reverse cards. And then we're going to see who's following you in the playing cards. And then this is going to be the end of the video, I believe. So I'll put the cards here. Okay, so what we're going to have for Libra, okay? Now I'm going to put where they were. So this is that card and this card. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Okay. It's a lot of cards, but let's see. You have the Knight of Cups is upright. You have the King, the Knight of Earth. You have the Two of Swords. You have the Five of Swords. Still represents you. You have the Seven of Wands. That represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Now back to the Two of Earth. Two of Air. That represents Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You have the World card, right? So now you have the World. You have the Ace. You have the Ace of Air. That still represents Libra. Then you have the Three of Earth. You have the Seven of Fire. That still represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Seven of Earth still represents Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Five of Pentacles still represents Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Then you have the King of Earth, that represents Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The Wheel of Fortune is upright. You have Ace of Earth, the Devil that's upright, Five of Earth, and the Ten of Cups that represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So now you have at least 12 zodiac signs in this picture. Now you believe why in the world I have the Six of Pentacles reversed, and I have the, let's say, the Magician reversed. Well, what in the heck is going on with this? Okay, now you think, okay, well, this is not going to be good. No, it's not. Well, let's see. Let's see. You have the Ten of Water is a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships, exactly, because that represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. And last one over here, we have the Ten of Earth. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Exactly. That represents Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So, in the end of this situation, you could have the water signs are following you and the earth signs are following you. Now, this is between of what's happening, like, you know, the toxic feeling and what have you. But overall, between the under the deck of the cards, you have basically you have the Queen of Wands is upright, and then you also have the Three of Cups is upright, and the Four of Cups. Like, you know, all these situations here with the cards, that's how it is for that one. And this one over here for the reverse, for this one at the bottom of the deck, you have Unity, the Wheel, and then you have the Page of Water, Four of Water, Knight of Air, like, you know, life experience, all these other cards. So you see how that goes, okay? Now, overall, this is how this is for you, Libra. And let's see, I already shuffled these cards, so let's see, it's gonna follow you. So you have the Eight of Clubs that represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You have the King of Hearts is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer for water signs. And last one, you have the Two of Clubs that represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius for fire signs. So, in the way of how that is, I hope that this is going to be a good reading for you. I hope that this helps you. I hope that you can have some guidance, you know, in the way of how that is. Because, as a matter of fact, you have to understand about how everything is, right? Believe about what your situation is. Believe about what's happening. Believe about how everything is kind of crystal clear and everything else. Yes, there are times where we have our own emotions, and emotions are kind of flippy flop. But in the way of how I can say this, you have to believe on what's happening, right? Whether if you're upset, whether if you're angry, whatever you are going to be doing, you have to face your own fears and understand about that way, because that way of how the cards are, you have to look at that, right? Believe about your own way, believe about how everything seems to be, and understand about that feeling, understand about what's happening, because whether everything seems to be okay, you decide about that, decide about how everything is, right? Whether you're happy, and whenever you get the point, you get exactly what's going to happen. And it seems to be that. So you think about how it is, okay? So before I let you all go, you have to pay attention about what the cards are saying because that's how it is. And you believe about what's happening through your own baseline, your own system, what have you. And it goes from a different way. So whether you're okay, whether it's fine, whether it's dandy, when it's okay, don't get down to yourself, Libra. Don't don't think where everything is all goody 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 because sometimes it could be bad, and whether it's bad or not so good, you have to look at it from a different way, a different angle. And you have to understand that when everything's all great, then you do what you can. Because you have to remember that you have to believe in yourself. Believing is one way, believing about the other way, but when everything can be all sideways, you have to get through your own emotions. So I hope that this reading helps you. I hope that you can get the hang of it. I hope that you guys can freak out. Whether if you're ladies or guys for Libra, you have to remember that there's always a good way to understand what's happening and believe about what I'm saying because it is true and you do whatever you decide to do. So I hope that this reading helps you. I hope that you can understand that, believe about what's happening, and trust your own feelings. Trust about your emotions. And this is how it seems to be. So I hope that this is a good reading. I hope that you can do it. I'm Zoe Alex, and I hope that you guys can subscribe to my channel and give this video